G'day viewers, it's time for the May roadmap for Train Sim World. As always, I'm reading this to you to improve the accessibility of the information for those who can't or won't go to find it for themselves. And as normal, I will chuck in my side commentary where necessary. In this update, outside of talking about the recently released add-ons, LIRR and Kogo Line, you can expect to primarily focus on third-party developments from the TSW partners, who all have various development updates to share. After a quick tour of our progress on the Class 380, the TSG team will present new information on the DB-BR218, followed by Rivet Games with an update on 5-circle improvements. Skyhook will also tag in with details on the Class 158, and we'll be introducing High Iron Simulations as a new TSW partner, and providing more screenshots for the upcoming Tadami line from Union Workshop. For development insights, we're including a new video to showcase upcoming suspension improvements, this time on the Class 323 Formation Designer Creator Club functionality coming to all platforms, a mention of Cathcart Circle, TOD4 improvements, and highlighting the best of the community's editor creations. We also make a short note regarding the roadmap timeline changes and nature of working with external developers. As usual, well, it says as usual it'll be live tonight, but you know, they've been live, so they've already done it. Okay, stuff that is released. Semmering and Long Island Railroad commuter. So we'll skip over those because we know what they are. This is a roadmap. We want to know about the future, not about yesterday. Yes, there's Matt's signaling tutorial for Access and Usually it's ACS and Axis. It's ATS and Axis. But that's okay. It's okay. Calm. It's okay. There's a manual and a gameplay guide. Yes, there are indeed. And there's Cargo Line Aggregates, which is also out now. Various videos on it. Stuff that's in it. Yes, we all know about that. We want to know about what's coming up. Here we go. Here's stuff coming up. The ScotRail Class 380. Since teasing the Class 380 last month with a few details and a work in progress image, we're back today with all new screenshots with it in-game and on its home route of Cathcart Circle, which may be looking a little fuller in the skies. Let's head over to DTG's Product Marketing Coordinator James with the details. So there is the 380, it's number 38110, still marked work in progress, sitting on Cathcart Circle. Looks like it's boring along quite quickly at that point. Work continues on the ScotRail Class 380, it's now in-game and externally complete with all its numbering and scrolling destination board. The interior and cab are also in place. Note the TMS below, which does have explorable screens to see different parameters of the train. So we're getting a bit more of that from train to train lately. There's a bit more internal action and there's usually a few hidden Easter eggs. Might not talk about them, but they're there for you to find. Don't want to ruin your fun. Okay, that's the cab of the 380. Much like the Class 377 and 385, the cab corridor connection means the space is quite cramped, but the view is at least a tad more forgiving with the 380. Although perhaps the most iconic and distinctive feature of the Class 380 is its angled gangway. It looks strangely like a big nose, a proboscis, and it extends out when it wants to connect to another train. As can be seen, this is a most unique animation for the Class 380 gangway, where after the connection has been made, the driver uses a switch in the cab to pivot the gangways into place and allow the coupling to complete. Once this is done, the cabs are then set up as per other corridor connection trains in Train Sim World to allow for passenger walkthrough. We will show this in more detail in coming months. You can see a 380 sitting there in the fog with one of the older trains next to it. The eagle-eyed of you may have already spotted the volumetric elephant in the room alongside the Class 380. This release will be bringing Cathcart Circle into the growing number of routes which support TOD4 skies and lighting. This free update will breathe new life into the route, as will other changes happening courtesy of game designer Liam, who you may remember from his work on the West Somerset Railway. Updated signal visuals, new track and ground ballast, latest water visuals for the River Clyde and other locations, and more. That's good, because I like the new water. The old water was a bit meh. but the new water is quite good. It's actually quite up there with what Unreal can do. We will share more details and imagery of the official Cathcart Circle remaster next time, along with a deep dive into the gameplay. To close out on the 380 today, here is but a hint of what to expect when the brand new Cathcart Circle timetable that will be coming with the Scottish Desiro. So in the left-hand side, I assume we can see the old route with a few trains. And on the right-hand side, I think we can see the new route with a lot more trains. I think that's what they're hinting at. I assume that's Glasgow Central Station. Looks like enough roads to be Glasgow. Looks kind of the right layout as well. Alrighty. And there you go. Left is Glasgow Central at 7:50 in the original Cathcart timetable. Right is Glasgow Central at 7:50 in the new Class 380 timetable. I forgot to tell you to get a cuppa. You should get a cuppa. I've got one. The DB-BR218 update from TSG, Train Sim Germany. As an update to last month's announcements of the DB-BR218 loco from TSG team, they wanted to share more details of the locomotive, as well as key features you can expect to find for the upcoming add-on. Where's the 420? Seems to have gone away. And it is the 218 locomotive in DB Red. Even though it's on an electric route, it looks like it's a diesel locomotive with two giant exhaust stacks sticking out of the top. That looks quite weird, doesn't it? TSG, this mighty diesel hydraulic loco from the late 60s, is surprisingly still in service today. With an impressive reliability record, it can be seen throughout Germany's railways, despite the introduction of newer electric multiple units. This mainstay of German motive power can be seen going where the electric trains can't go, and is much loved by fans from all over the world. We have a screenshot from inside the cab, and the infamous display messages from the debugger. It's nice that you can see through the visors. Kind of like that. Looks like a fairly spacious cab. Sort of spaceshipy in its design because it's from that age. Key features you can expect: the DB-BR218 Series 400 with a TB11 engine in traffic red. N-wagons in traffic red with the diesel desk version of the Karlsruhe cab car. Karlsruhe. Timetable mode for Hamburg-Lübeck. 4 scenarios including route length runs, a rescue mission of a stranded RE with a double formation of 218s, and a freight run with a mixed and heavy train from Lübeck to near Hamburg. And thank you to the notification. 2 tutorials on Training Center for the 218 loco and an adopted N-wagon cab car tutorial for the new diesel desk. Journey mode services. We have another view of the 218 from slightly above, with its driver sitting there getting ready to go. Stay tuned in upcoming roadmaps and announcement articles for more detailed information as we get closer to the release of the DB-BR218. 5 Circle update from Rivet Games. Rivet have been continuing work on improvements to 5 Circle, and currently they are focusing on the following changes in an upcoming patch. 33 new services added to the base layer. These are the Cowdenbeath services. 6 new rail tour services, Flying Scotsman. 2 Jubilee rail tour services using the WCL Steam Rail Tour. 2 Class 40 services going to and from Dunfermline City. Prevent pop-in of the 4th bridge on Xbox One. Performance optimizations across the route. Adding a procedural foliage system as seen in the Overground line. We'll share more very soon, as you can expect the above updates to release later in May. Below are a couple of work-in-progress screenshots of the scenery and foliage improvements. We certainly see a much busier line side there with weeds and things growing away. Bit more weedy stuff on the ground as well. Lots of green. It's another work-in-progress shot. Further along the line, a few more things along the side of the line, a lot more greenery all around. I think it looks a little more lively. Work also continues with the Leven branch, and Rivet haven't updated that part of the route with scenery changes just yet, as those changes will be implemented alongside the update, which includes the branch, which the Rivet team will begin working on once they can access the site for references. Additionally, Rivet have also been working on some important updates on Bonina Line, which are going through our QA teams at the moment to include alongside the update to 5 Circle. Fixed an issue with a runaround service not completing and causing a gridlock at Toronto. Unlocked journey chapters so players can play through them all without having to complete the previous chapter. Fixed engine cooling and fan audio being heard from a far distance. Yay! ScotRail Class 158. They should do that on the Fife too, just saying. We can't talk about one ScotRail locomotive add-on without talking about the other. Skyhook Games have been working hard with the release of Cargo Line Volume 2 aggregates just today, and they are still progressing well on the ScotRail Class 158 Loco add-on. They have provided an overview of what you can expect. Class 158 2-car diesel multiple unit to ScotRail specification, 1 introduction to the Class 158 DMU at the training centre, 3 scenarios for Edinburgh to Glasgow, 3 scenarios for 5 Circle, timetable services for both routes, compatibility with the Class 170 for combined running. We'll keep you updated on more information on when you can expect the Class 158 in following announcements. New TSW partner introducing High Iron Simulation. Our Train Sim World partner family grows once again with the announcement that High Iron Simulation, who have previously developed multiple add-ons for Train Simulator Classic, are now working on their first couple of projects with Train Sim World. We reached out to their team for a quick mention in this roadmap and a sneak peek of their upcoming releases. High Iron Simulation says, we have been a third-party developer for Train Simulator Classic since 2016, producing a variety of TSC products, ranging from scenario and locomotive packs to routes. 2 of High Iron Simulation's most recent releases have been the Saluda Grade, Asheville to Spartanburg, and the Feather River Canyon enhanced routes. We're excited to begin development for Train Sim World 4, and our initial team represents an experienced group of developers including Michael Steffen, Rick Grout, Caesar Manu Pak, and Gary Dolzel. High Iron presently has 2 projects in development, the first of which is a Santa Fe gameplay pack for the Cajon Pass route that will bring the AT and SF 1990s era railroading to the famous California Pass. Our second project will be a route, but we're not quite ready to share information at this stage. For our team, it's an exciting prospect to utilise the advanced TSW4 tools and apply our collective railroad knowledge and years of sim experience to creating products for Train Sim World. We look forward to sharing more in the future for developments from High Iron Simulations. If you'd like to keep up with their socials, be sure to follow the High Iron Simulations Facebook group. If you're a meta person, maybe. The Dummy Line. Now, this one I'm looking forward to. Update from Union Workshop. Development for Union Workshop's previously announced Tadami Line is progressing, and they've provided a new range of work-in-progress screenshots of the scenery that we wanted to compile for you today. So you can see there is a station. It's looking remarkably clean, but that's Japan. It's remarkably clean. We have a line side area with some distant hills, so they've got the distant hill rendering in. That's nice. Concrete structure there, whatever it is. Another shot inside a station looking down onto the line. Stairs. A 7-Eleven, of course. I assume they'll have a Lawson's as well. They have the most magnificent sandwiches. If you ever go to Japan, you need to go there. So many different food options in Japan. Bloody awesome. And see another little line side station there. You can also see it looks like the line was double at one point and now isn't. Got the line going over a concrete lined river by the looks of things there on a little bridge. Another line side shot. Another bridge shot over water. Looks like they're using the current water too, which is good. The standard thing that we see everywhere, the giant Japanese gateways. Quite impressive up close, those things. Line over a timber trestle. Is that the first timber trestle in the game? I think it might be. Might be. And a shrine. As we've mentioned, the route is quite far out from release, but we're getting regular updates from the Union Workshop team to keep you informed on the development of the route. We also have a short segment further on in the article talking about how we think about TSW roadmap timelines. Patches and updates. The May 7th update. Earlier this week, released a patch in preparation for Cargo Line Volume 2 aggregates. I've read through all of this actually on the patch notes thread, so we won't go into that. Summer Core patch. Following the release of our previous Spring Core update, we're now preparing our next large batch of improvements for a range of Train Sim World add-ons, focusing on feedback raised by you all across our community, as well as key issues we're able to address in this update. We will keep you informed on when you can expect to see these changes in the near future. As a brief summary of the key planned changes: UK routes and locos. East Coast Mainline Class 801 improvements, flange squeal, opaque glass, GSMR audio, connected gangways, DVD, DSD going off with reverser in neutral, and Class 66 feature set improvements and fixes. Southeastern High Speed, Class 700, AWS and DVD audio levels, and Who Dares Win scenario completion. Birmingham Cross City, scoring and achievements. Cargo Line Vol 1, petroleum improvements. West Somerset Railway, fixes for services and scenery improvements. London Commuter, rear doors on Class 377 remaining open. DE add-ons. Various improvements and fixes for multiple DE routes, German ones. Vorarlberg improvements plus 1116 substituting into freight services. Oh, I'm sorry, I put a motion in that. 1116. There you go. US routes, Peninsula Corridor, New York, Trenton and Antelope Valley, rolling stock functionality and fixes. Core improvements, Formation Designer, Scenario Planner, passenger fixes, and much more, including initial IMP reports following the release of Semmeringbahn and Long Island Railroad Commuter. Progress on improvements. I was about to say I didn't see suspension in that list, but here's suspension in the list. Today are we continuing to share further progress for suspension improvements, this time relating to the Class 323 with a showcase video utilising the new suspension system from both an external and in-cab perspective. You can watch the showcase embedded below, and I hope it doesn't have music this time. Just as we want to see it, it goes low res. Oh, there we go, bumping over the points. Throw another set of points. Bit of bonkage going on there. I think we've probably seen everything we need to see there, really. We're going to see another set of points. Ooh, it's 5 minutes long, this video. Is it all this thing? Oh no, it's got some in-cab stuff too. I think we might jump to the in-cab stuff and I'll link to this one. That's it, straight into notch 3. Grip it and rip it. See how much the cab goes bouncy bouncy? Oh, that's not bad. I reckon it's pretty good, actually. Good to see some progress. So it's just more of the cab video. All right, I think we might pause that one and head on with the roadmap. You can always go and watch that should you wish. We have been extremely thankful for your feedback on our previous 2 updates for the Class 66 and the OBB 4024, and we'd like to continue to invite your feedback on the latest Class 323 suspension feedback thread. Next month, we will be back for a larger update and suspension, providing more details on which locos will be included in this update and when you can expect it to release. Formation Designer. It's been a fantastic seeing everyone in Train Sim World communities get involved with Formation Designer tools since our previous update gave access to console platforms. Why don't you read through the community thread, unusual formations that exist in real life? There are some good ones in there. We're now eyeing up the next step on our plan, coming with our Summer Core update, which will introduce the ability to share custom created consists of and combinations via Creators Club, similar to how you would for Livery Designer and Scenario Planner. Here is the updated Formation Designer timeframe. Initial beta on PC, done. Welcoming console platforms, initial improvements, done. Creators Club functionality and additional improvements coming soon. Full release, removing the beta tag, will be in Phase 4. With the feature still in its beta period, we remain aware of various issues raised from the community, and we continue to ask you, if you do encounter any difficulties, to please raise these on a dedicated Formation Designer discussion forums, where we can share this with our internal development teams. We have a range of improvements coming alongside the next phase, and we'll share more details of those closer to the release of the Summer Core patch. We continue to support and gather community feedback for Formation Designer as we look towards the last phase before the full release. It's almost time to get sharing these amazing creations with the whole community. Community Corner, a note about roadmap timelines. The Train Sim World monthly roadmap is designed to provide information on a game which is accurate at the time of publication. In the world of game development, though, things can move around pretty quickly. Seemingly small issues can cause much larger problems, and sometimes there can be a quick resolution for a seemingly insurmountable task. We find this regularly when we develop content for TSW. When we're working with an increased amount of developers as part of our partner program, especially those new to the world of developing within our game, that can mean things move around a lot as we support them to tackle unforeseen challenges. We believe that providing this picture is a better option as it allows us to announce content earlier for you all to be excited about, but please bear in mind that things might change as development progresses, and this often reflected in our monthly updated roadmap graphic, as we explain the changes each month to help you understand what is happening. So we're going to celebrate a amazing collection of community projects we've seen in our PC Editor forums. As usual, if you're looking for more support resources and learning PC Editor tools, take a dive into the public TSW Editor documentation spreadsheet created by Mayton, aka Train Sim Play, which has links to all of our official resources, a huge range of community resources, and plenty of tutorials, guides, all in one place. Get engaged on the PC Editor forums for a chance to highlight and following roadmap articles too. So we have a look at some of the things that have been submitted so far. Trainspotting Norden has recently shared an update for their Streck Hanover Hamburg route, providing new screenshots for the scenery and developments. They regularly provide new updates on the development. Take a look at these recent screenshots. Looks like it's getting there. Andy Goff has been working with an Esk Valley and North Yorkshire Moors railway route. As part of their development, they have created an in-depth traffic system for vehicles moving on the route, including parking in front of the station at Whitby, functional traffic lights, and correct give-way procedures. Take a look at their personal showcase for this system. Let's have a look then. Looks like the cars are waiting for each other, which is kind of cool. Roundabout. That could be a coding challenge. Quite an interesting little demo. So they're showing us some parking. Well, let's wait for that. So is this guy pulling in or leaving? I think he's leaving. So he's come out of a parking spot. Alright, circling. What's he going to do? Whoa, that's a turn and a half. Lane splitting as well. Geez, they break hard, don't they? It's like drivers early in their lives, or old people. Pedestrian crossing, maybe? Is it going to work? Ooh, wants to turn across the traffic. Got it cool so far. What about traffic lights? We've got traffic lights. Looks like... Yes, looks like we do go to traffic lights. Let's jump ahead. Whoa, I stopped on the yellow. Real people never do that. Go for a walk now. Cool. Alrighty. Let that add a little bit of fun to the game. Alright. Freddy the Shepherd is back with an update on the Altenbahn Wells Grunow im Almtal route. Back in March, they developed the east side of Talheim, adding new scenery, viewpoints and details. Recently, since the release of Semmeringbahn, they've expanded and rebuilt the track at the rear of Wells Alkbahnhof. Look forward to seeing the progress happening across all the community projects each month, so please continue to share updates. Roadmap live stream, which is the DTG version of this, essentially. There you go, that appears to be it. And you can leave questions in the Roadmap Q&A thread, or you can ask them here. It's all good. Okay, well, that's it for May. So enjoy. Next Roadmap time, I will actually be in the UK when it drops. Not sure if I'll be able to do a video like this. We shall see. I'll put the tools on my little Chromebooky thing and we'll see what happens. Might be able to do it, maybe not. We'll see. Does OBS work on Chromebook? Try that. I don't know. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, folks. Any questions, chuck them down below. You know the deal. And like and subscribe and all that sort of fun stuff. So, see you later. Bye.
We played a game.